Chapter 997. At this moment, Matt Rich suddenly realized from the expression on Alex's face that he has already undergone an earth-shattering change in his life. He was no longer the pathetic jerk that did not attend school, had no father and mother, and was also despised by everyone around him. He was now Alex's brother and the assistant of the chairman of the Tyler Group. Moreover, he was now drawing an annual salary as high as $3 million. If his ex-girlfriend were to find out that he had already gotten such a good job and position, her snobbish mother would probably kneel down in front of him to beg him to reconcile and get back together with her daughter. However, Alex was right. From now on, that family was no longer worthy of someone like him. This was not because Matt Rich was very full of himself. However, this was simply because Matt Rich knew that the reason why he could enjoy this good fortune was entirely because of his childhood brother, Alex. He did not only want to thank him, but he also did not want to embarrass him in any way. At this time, everyone around the table was staring at Alex as though he was an immortal. He had donated $2 million to the orphanage with just one phone call. Moreover, his friend had also donated another $1 million to the orphanage because of him. After that, he even called Chris Tyler, the richest man in Manchester. He managed to get Matt Rich a new job and position with an annual salary of $3 million with that phone call. This kind of energy and power far exceeded the imagination of everyone here. However, Emma was not surprised at all. She knew that Alex specifically looked at feng shui on behalf of the rich and wealthy people. Therefore, it was not surprising for him to know Chris. The other kids did not know this. Many of them had already begun to move and they had already picked up their wine glasses as they looked at Alex. They were all preparing to give a toast to Alex in hopes that they would be able to get closer to Alex. At that time, they would also like to try their luck to see if Alex could also arrange for a better job for them. At the moment where everyone has already raised their wine glasses, Emma suddenly received a phone call. It was a phone call from Elaine, Alex's mother-in-law. As soon as she answered the call, Elaine cried out on the other end of the line, "My dear daughter, you have to come home soon. Your father is going to divorce me. I don't want to live anymore. If you don't come home now, you can only wait to collect your mother's dead body then." Emma started panicking immediately. She really did not expect trouble to start brewing at home when her mother had just returned home today. Therefore, she hurriedly said to Alex, who was sitting next to her, "My parents seem to be arguing at home. We should go home soon." When Alex heard this, he nodded immediately. After that, he picked up his wine glass before he said, "Mrs. Brown and my dear friends, I'm really sorry but something urgent has cropped up at home. Emma and I will have to leave first. We will get together again when we have time in the future." Mrs. Brown hurriedly said, "Both of you should hurry home and deal with your serious matters first. Please don't be delayed because of us." However, those people who were still waiting to gain some sort of benefit from Alex were very disappointed at this time. Some of them said, "Brother Alex, I didn't even have the opportunity to drink with you, why don't you drink 2 more glasses before you leave?" Alex replied lightly, "I'm not drinking anymore. Maybe next time. I have to leave now because I have some family matters to deal with at home." After he was done speaking, Alex raised the wine glass in his hand before he said seriously, "I'm going to down this glass of wine." As soon as his words fell, Alex finished all of the wine in his wine glass before he held Emma's hand and left the restaurant. Since Alex had been drinking during dinner, Emma was the one driving today. On the way home, Emma said anxiously, "I think that my dad is tempted because he's still attracted to Aunt Natarua. That is probably the reason why he wants to divorce my mother. I'm really very worried about this matter. Can you help me to find a way so my father will change his mind?" Alex replied, "How can we interfere in this kind of matter? If Dad really no longer has feelings for Mom, then it would only be more torturous and upsetting for us to force both of them to stay together." Emma sighed as she asked, "Then, do you mean that it would be better for them to separate because short-term pain is better than long-term pain?"